Hello everyone, today I'm getting started on the second entry into the SCP horror movie files. This one is about the Netflix movie, The Ritual. This is another part in a fan-made project of mine, where I take certain horror movies and write about how they would be contained, understood, and possibly utilized by the SCP Foundation. If that kind of thing interests you, then I hope you enjoy this video as well as future videos I plan to make. But without further ado, let's begin with SCP-AAB. SCP-AAB. Codename Motor, Child of Loki. Object Class Euclid. Special Containment Procedures. A fence has been established around the mountain where SCP-AAB resides. At regular intervals, signs have been placed on the fence. The signs present the mountain as an endangered wildlife protection habitat, asking any hikers to leave immediately. The area is guarded by 24/7 surveillance drones, armed with mounted pistols and speakers to scare off anyone who dares go over the fence. Living Foundation personnel are not allowed in or near SCP-AAB due to the incident. Description: SCP-AAB is a Swedish forest on a mountain under the control of a Norse mythology demigod known as Jotun. According to it goes by the name of Modor and is supposedly a child of Loki. Whether SCP-AAB is actually related to the entity known as Loki, or if perhaps it is something else entirely, is unknown. SCP-AAB is able to manipulate the scenery and geography of the forest it inhabits at will. Though whether the forest of SCP-AAB is actually its territory or a prison of some kind is unknown. SCP-AAB's body is of a seemingly mutated moose-like anatomy structure, with a massive increase in growth and an elongated and spiked spine. Its head resembles two headless human torsos attached to each other. The lower body, hidden under the neck, has hands that act as pinchers for the mouth. Meanwhile, the upper body's arms stand in a constant flex pose with antlers replacing the hands. SCP-AAB has two yellow eyes that are hidden between the bottom of the upper torso and just above the severed neck of the lower torso. SCP-AAB is not only able to freely manipulate the forest, but can manipulate the minds of those who wander into the forest. It is able to mimic human voices and different sounds, take the forms of people its victims recognize, see into its victims' mind and dreams, ruin their perception of time, and devour their life force. SCP-AAB likes to torment its victims with the intent to both mock and test them. Doing so allows SCP-AAB to see who should and who shouldn't be chosen. Those who fail the test are eaten by SCP-AAB via sacrificial mutilation. Those who pass, however, are given immortality by SCP-AAB and are allowed to freely reside within the forest, though they can never leave. Interviews with shown that even when one has been chosen and branded, they are not free from SCP-AAB's wrath. SCP-AAB can be easily aggravated to kill anything in its path until it gets what it wants. Unfortunately, not much is known about those chosen by SCP-AAB or the brands it inflicts onto their skin. The brand in question is the Elder Folthrag rune of Othala, meaning home and inheritance. It is believed that SCP-AAB gains power by branding this rune onto its chosen and having them worship it within its forest, but with no evidence, this remains a hypothesis and nothing more. SCP-AAB was discovered in 2017 when stories of a man who had survived the mysterious Forest of Motor spread around the town of What drew Foundation attention was that several other locals and tourists were reported missing, with their last location being the forest in question. Foundation agents were eventually able to find the man from the story, who was known as After he was found and questioned, it was confirmed that SCP-AAB was indeed an anomaly. It's thanks to him that the Foundation was able to know all it does about SCP-AAB without sacrificing lives. For his contributions on SCP-AAB, he was offered a position within the Foundation in accordance with Foundation Protocol Sole Survivor. However, he declined and was instead amnesticed and given Foundation compensation money for providing information on SCP-AAB. Because was able to escape from SCP-AAB, a proposal for a test was made to see if it could happen again. The request was approved with 20 Class D personnel used in the experiment. They were to be sent into SCP-AAB's forest to see if they can get out and if the process can be easily replicated so that Foundation personnel can do the same. However, it resulted in absolute failure for SCP-AAB, leading to a massacre. Please see Addendum X2 for details. Addendum X2. The following is the recorded logs of the events taking place during the testing of SCP-AAB and the 20 D-Class personnel. The area of SCP-AAB is surrounded by Common Foundation security and staff, along with Mobile Task Force Lantha 5. This is done to ensure that no matter where the D-Class personnel end up, Foundation staff will be able to retrieve them. Testing begins. All D-Class members are released via truck and told that they are free as long as they can get through the forest. 10 minutes into testing, 2 weapon cases are dropped into the forest via helicopter in order to assist the 20 D-Class personnel in a possible fight against SCP-AAB. Abnormal roaring sounds can be heard from within the forest, yet the helicopter crew report no visual entities present. Following this, one of the weapon crates was thrown at the helicopter as it was leaving the vicinity. The helicopter was undamaged and the crew was unharmed. However, the crew later claims that the crate was thrown from a location that was nowhere close to where it was dropped. 30 minutes into testing, screams coming from the D-Class personnel as well as aggressive roaring from SCP-AAB can be heard from within the forest. 50 minutes into testing, the screaming has now stopped and the forest is silent. 1 hour into testing, many voices can be heard from the edges of the forest calling out to the Foundation staff, security, and MTF units on standby. Drone audio recordings confirm that it is happening all over the forest, however none of the voices are recognizable. 1 hour and 2 minutes into testing. All surviving units are forced to evacuate. 28 hours into testing. Remaining drone footage shows that finally stopped. One of the survivors was interviewed to get a clearer understanding of what happened. See Addendum X3 for details. And that was SCP-AAB. If you enjoyed the video, then please leave a like, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment. Please tell me what you liked, what you hated, and what you would like to see in the future. This is a fan-made passion project of mine that I have no intention of stopping anytime soon, so please let me know what you want to see next. But until then, hope you all have a wonderful day. Thank you for watching.